and it has been pretty hectic, a lot of packed days, and devotees visiting here. So Madhava Prabhu was here, so we were busy, and now uh, since last week, um, Gaurang Darshan Prabhu is also here. So, but I think his classes start at 7:30, so we'll be able to do 6 to 7. Not a problem. But on Friday we have the preparation for the Veg Fest. So I'm thinking that if it works for you, we'd like to do the class on Wednesday. So today and then one on Wednesday. So let's think about it. If it works for most of you, then we can do a class on Wednesday also. Will it work for you, for all of you, on Wednesday also, 6 to 7?
Sure,
Prabhu,
Prabhu.
I'll be in Go Seva, Prabhu.
You will be in Go Seva, okay. Um, okay. And what about Thursday?
Thursday should be fine, Prabhu.
Okay. Priti Mataji, Thursday?
Sure, Prabhu, I can try.
Okay. Jai Radha Mataji, Thursday?
Sure, it works.
Okay. Okay. And Mrilandi Mataji, Thursday?
Yes, Prabhu. I'll be going to
Okay.
Balaji temple, but I'll
Okay.
attend the class. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So our next class will be on Thursday. Okay. All right. So let's do. Does anybody remember up to what verse we had covered? Was it 10? Maybe 8 or 9. All right. So we'll do a recap and then we'll go from there. So, so chapter 17 is we are entering into a new section. If you look into the uh, Bhakti Sindhu, it is a new wave, right? It's the new wave which gets started from the from you see from here. So new section gets started, not actually wave. So here you'll see so we are still in the eastern section, right? And the first way is Samanya Bhakti, second is Sadhana Bhakti, the third way is Bhava Bhakti. Okay, so section is still we are in the eastern section, but we are entering the third wave, which is the Bhava Bhakti, and the fourth wave is the Prema Bhakti. So we started with the what is the definition of the uh, pure Bhakti, right? And then we worked on the Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, different aspect of the Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, how to practice Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Then the other part of the of the sadhana bhakti is the Raganuga Bhakti. We talked about the Raganuga Bhakti, and then we understood that the way to get the Raganuga Bhakti is through the greed, right? Then, but once as why we are practicing the Raganuga Bhakti, what is the reason why one wants to practice the Raganuga Bhakti? Because devotee wants to get the Vraj Prem, right? They want to get the Prema of the Vraj, right? So that's the reason they follow in the footsteps of the devotee of the Vraj. Okay, so that's the reason. Now, so as devotee is practicing the um, Raganuga Bhakti, what is the result of that? And that is what it is described as bhava. And we had understood from the definition of the Vaidhi Bhakti, it is using all our senses, right? Mind, speech, senses, sense organ, everything, with the goal to achieve the bhava, right? So bhava is the end goal of the sadhana bhakti. Okay, and within the sadhana bhakti, there are two aspects: Vaidhi sadhana bhakti and Raganuga sadhana bhakti. And sadhana bhakti, the Raganuga sadhana bhakti, the main focus is Vraj bhakti. But one can, using just the Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, also one can come to the bhava. But the Raganuga bhakti, the mood, it really enables that mood and it accelerates the whole path, right? So and in our Gaudiya Vaishnavism, the focus becomes the Raganuga Bhakti to come to, which will eventually lead to Bhava. So that's what we had covered. Now, what is the definition of Bhava Bhakti? What were some of the principal quality and the secondary quality?
The urge increases rather than a practice. It is the urge to uh, perform increases more, just like the greed increases, Prabhu.
Okay. Anything else? So see, the main thing, what happens, Suddha Sattva. Suddha Sattva enters. So can anybody describe what is Suddha Sattva?
The beyond three modes of material nature, Prabhu.
Yes. So this and how this enters? Or what it is? What is Suddha Sattva? Okay, it is beyond material nature. What it is? It is the Lord's potency. So Lord potency enters. So there are two potencies, Samvit Shakti and Haladni Shakti. Samvit is perception. It changes we can imagine that it gives us the new set of glasses by which we can start seeing the spiritual world, start observing it. So Samvit Shakti enters. And Haladni is the love potency of the Lord. So these together with the perception and then the love together, that's called Shuddha Sattva. And this is beyond the material realm. So this is what is compared as the sun ray, like a single sun ray. So this is the primary symptoms. This is what happens. So like a Shuddha Sattva enters. Then what are the secondary symptoms? The heart. What happens to the heart?
Soften.
Yes, the heart softens. And then what? And then the one other thing which also happens, the different kind of devotional taste develops.
Taste.
Okay. So again, Hare Krishna, Bri Mataji. So we are just doing a quick review. So again, where does bhava fit? So we
Above
are
the raga.
practicing. Yes. So as we are practicing Raganuga, the result of Raganuga Bhakti, which is a Vraj Prem, that's what bhava is. Okay. So the bhava arrives. And then we talked about what are the symptoms of bhava, Suddha Sattva, and which is nothing but the Lord's potency, Samvit and Haladni Shakti. It is compared with the sun. Analogy is that it is just like a one ray of sun, right? The whole sun is like a prema, and one ray of sun is bhava. And the secondary symptoms is it softens the heart, and there are different kind of devotional taste develops. Okay, so all those things will happen. Now, how does one get bhava? So we talked about that. We start with the Vaidhi Bhakti, and then we start practicing as we mature Raganuga Bhakti. Okay, but is that enough to get the bhava, or something happens?
No, mercy of the Lord also should be there, right?
Yes. So mercy can come to the devotee of the Lord or Lord Himself. Okay. So, but for most of us, is the devotee of the Lord. So that's how we get the bhava. So bhava, it attracts the mercy. So the 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 Vaidhi sadhana attracts the mercy. So we need. It's not that we know that okay, it's Prabhupada writes in his Nectar of Devotion that it's not that we all wait for the honorary degree, that oh, somebody will going to come and give me the honorary doctorate in something. Okay, so to get the honorary doctorate, one has to prove their worth, right? That's one way, right? They study, and then the somebody comes and confer the honorary doctorate to somebody. But for most students, they go to the school, they learn, they follow the process, and then they wait that when my PhD thesis will be signed, and that effort will lead to our PhD thesis being signed by Krishna. Okay, so that's the process, right? That the mercy of the Lord, the Krishna's mercy comes through the mercy, to the mercy of his devotee. In most cases, 99%, 1%, his direct mercy can be there also. Okay, so that was in a nutshell. That's what we had talked about. So this was the 1.3.1. It was a definition of bhava, right? It says Samvit Shakti, Haladini Shakti, son of Prema, right? And which softens the heart and desires to meet, serve, and exchange love with the Lord, right? So it softens the heart, and then the different kind of a taste. I want to meet Krishna. I want to serve Krishna. I want to exchange love with Krishna. Okay, so this was the first verse. The second verse, the preliminary stage of bhava is prema is called bhava, right? And then it talks about there are a few sattvic bhavas such as tears in the eyes, hair standing on end. So these are some of the symptoms. Then the third was sattvic bhava. What is the example of sattvic bhava? And then it just give the example how Amrish Maharaj developed the transformation of heart and tears start rolling from his eyes. Then appearing in the mental function, bhava becomes the mental state itself. Through bhava is self-revealing. It appears to become manifest by the mind. Though in its essential nature, bhava is states itself. It also acts as a cause of tasting the pastime of Krishna, his associates and pastime. So you can see it's the nature of bhava, right? It's like and in Nectar of Devotion, Prabhupada talks about how the iron rod, when it's put in the fire, it becomes the fire itself, right? So that's what's happening. So as one is start, if they keep doing practicing the sadhana bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti with the full intensity and greed, then at certain point of time, with the mercy of the Lord, the whole iron rod will become fire, which is the one will enter into the bhava stage. Okay, and then 5 and 6. So this was 4, 5. Okay, bhava and then 6. Bhava appears in a very fortunate person in two ways. So this is the how the bhava comes, right? So bhava comes through our practice, and then the blessing of the devotee, or the bhava can come directly by in the rare circumstances by the mercy of Krishna himself. Okay, so these are the two verses we had talked about, and then 7, 8 also. 7, 8 was okay. So from here, it was talking about how the through the bhava, how one get the bhava through the Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. So that's where the Narad Muni's examples are being talked about. That before arising from absorption in sadhana will be discussed first. Bhava arises from the sadhana has two ways: arising from Vaidhi Sadhana and arising from Raganuga Sadhana. So it just sets the stage that the bhava can come from both the paths. Both the paths are valid. Okay, and absorption in sadhana, nishtha produces ruchi, and then ashakti, and then rati or bhava for the Lord. So this is the stage, how the stage will keep manifesting, and these stages can go in all in parallel. But so as the asakti is becoming deeper, right, that will lead to bhava, but that means the ruchi is also increasing, right? So all those things are getting deeper and deeper as one is approaching towards the bhava. And then bhava arising from Vaidhi Sadhana illustrated. So this example, Vyasudeva is tell, O Vyasadev, in that association and by the mercy of those great Vedantists, I could hear them describe the activities of Lord Krishna. These became very attractive, thus listening attentively Rati for the personality of Godhead appeared. So Narad Muni is telling his own example, how as he was serving the devotee, how that led to Ruchi. So they blessed him, and that led to his Ruchi, and then further that developed into Asakti, that he could not keep himself away from that, and then finally he got the Bhava, love of God. And the word Rati in the Bhagavatam verses indicate Bhava, not Prema, because 2 verses later, the appearance of Prema is indicated with the words My Bhakti, then appeared. So Rati, when the Rati here, it just it means that it is Bhava, not Prema, because sometimes Rati is also compared with the Prema also in the different context. So that's the reason Rupa Goswami is emphasizing here. Uh, And then further in the story, we all know, right, that during the 2 seasons, the rainy season and autumn, I had the opportunity to hear these great souled sages constantly chant the unadulterated glories of the Lord Hari. As the flow of my prema appeared, the covering of the mode of passion and ignorance vanished. Okay, so our ultimately that all the trace of mode of nature, right, in terms of the ignorance and passion completely vanishes when the Suddha Sattva comes. Until then, one is at the stage of Sattva, right? In the mode of goodness, the ignorance and passion is reduced, but it doesn't go away completely. It only, all those things only goes away when the Suddha Sattva comes. Okay? So you can see that Suddha Sattva is like a big tsunami. It comes and takes away everything. And the so, but in a nicer way, right? It takes away the tsunami, which takes away all our material things, and it just gives us the spiritual stuff. In the third canto, there is a similar usage of the word bhakti in the association of pure devotees. Discussion of the pastime and activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very pleasing and satisfying to the ear and the heart. By cultivating such knowledge, one gradually develops faith, rati, and prema for Krishna. So that is the citation from the Srimad Bhagavatam. Now further it goes in the Puranas and Natyas. Satra, Rati and Bhava have the same meaning. Thus in this work they will have the same meaning. All right. So from so up to 13, which was all straightforward. I think we might have covered or not covered, but these were all straightforward. So we will start from 14. We can read from, but until here, is everybody is now refreshed, your memory is refreshed that what is bhava and what we have covered so far, or are there any questions?
Good, Prabhu.
You are good, Prabhu. Okay. Priti Mataji, Jai Radha Mataji. What about you?
Yeah, yes, Prabhu. I'm good. Thank
Jai Radha Mataji, any question? Murnali Mataji?
I am clear, Prabhu.
Clear. Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
Pri Mataji?
So far, so good. I think.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So now let's begin with 14. Murnali Mataji, you can read.
Okay, Prabhu. Translation: Bhava arising from Raganuga sadhana is illustrated in the Padma Purana. A young girl having great joy in the heart and being very enthusiastic to dance, spent the whole night dancing in order to please the Lord. Jiva Goswami commentary. The word Manoratham, with joy in the heart, indicates Raganuga sadhana. By the influence of the deity form, she developed raga similar to that of Krishna's dear associates. The girl has also said previously in the same Purana, among many women, the Lord has greatest affection for me. He dances with me while embracing my neck. But though this claim is made by the young girl in the Padma Purana, it is also said that Radha is the supreme lover of the god in Gautamiya Tantra. I am the The three principles, effect, cause, and that which transcends both cause and effect. Radhika, my dear lover, is also these three principles. Just as I am transcendental to matter, so is she, my energy, transcendental to matter. In the Gautamiya Purana, Radhika is to be the same as Krishna. She is supreme deity, representing all auspiciousness, all beauty, and supreme attraction. In this way, Radha has been described. It should be understood that the young girl mentioned in the verse must be an expansion of that celebrated Radha who embodies that great eternal Sakti. Radha decided to make the girl her Sakti when the girl reached the final stage, and by her mercy considered that the girl achieving all perfection by the sadhana was non-different from herself. For this reason, the Padma Purana described the young girl thought herself as the only lover, identifying herself as Radha.
So see how now you see this verse has transition, right? Until 13, it was all about Vaidhi Sadhana, how through the Vaidhi Sadhana one can get to the Bhava. Now it is talking about the symptom of the Raganuga. How does it feel like once somebody is in the Bhava while they are practicing in the Raganuga? And that's what he's talking about, how one develops so much of taste that they cannot stop, right? So in this example, the girl cannot stop dancing the whole night in order to please the Lord. And this girl is thinking that she is at least in this Purana, that she is Radha because she just wants to please just the way Radhika pleases, and Radhika has given her potency to her, right? So that's what we saw in this. Okay, Mataji, read 15 also.
Okay, Prabhu. Translation. Now, bhava arising from the mercy of Krishna or his devotee is defined. That bhava which appears suddenly without performance of sadhana is known as bhava produced from mercy of Krishna or his devotee.
Very good. Jai Radha Mataji, are you available?
Yeah, I'm just getting back. Okay, sorry. Where we
Yes,
at?
Mata. No worries, Mataji. Okay, so you can read 16. So before 16, see now, so the 14 was how one gets what it looks like. One is in bhava when you are practicing the Raganuga, right? In the 15 is how one gets the bhava by the mercy of Krishna. Okay, so direct mercy of Krishna. So that's what the 16 is going to be talking about. Okay, go ahead, Mataji, 16.
Okay. Translation. Bhava arising from Krishna's mercy is now considered. This mercy arises from the words of the Lord, the presence of the Lord, or just appears in the heart. Jiva Goswami's commentary. The mercy may be produced by words spoken by the Lord, alternatively, the Lord may bestow mercy producing bhava by showing himself to the devotees. Alokadana. Or on the other hand, the mercy may simply manifest in the devotee's heart. Harda. The verse starting Shmiram Bhagni in the second part illustrates mercy by seeing the Lord. Mercy given by Vrindavana and other items are included in the mercy given by the devotees.
Okay, so here you see what it's mainly talking about. Bhava, how the bhava directly coming from the Krishna mercy can appear, right? So and it says this mercy arises from the word of the Lord, right? The Lord can come and through the word he can give the mercy, or it can just appear in the heart, right? So it's not that Lord is physically coming, it just will manifest in the heart. So two ways the mercy from Krishna can directly appear in devotee's heart. Okay, 17 Mataji, you can read.
Translation. Verbal mercy is shown in the Narayana Purana. O best of the Brahmas, may you have undeviating bhakti for me. That bhakti is the crest jewel of all auspiciousness and full of bliss eternally.
Okay.
Translation. Okay.
No, this, yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to. So this is from Naradiya Puran. O best of the Brahmanas, may you have undeviating bhakti for me. That bhakti, the crystal of all auspicious and full of bliss eternally. Okay, so here is coming from the Krishna. So basically, Krishna is blessing in the through his words. May you have undeviating bhakti for me, right? So Krishna himself is rewarding this bhakti. So that's the reference which is coming from the Naradiya Purana. Okay, so 18, maybe Shiva Prabhu, you can read.
Yes, yes, Prabhu. Giving mercy by showing himself is illustrated in the Skanda Purana. When they saw Krishna, who appeared like nothing they had seen before, the hearts of the residents of Jangala melted and they could not take their eyes away from his form. The definition of Harda is given that mercy which arises from within is called Harda.
So this is the example of the Lord mercy directly appearing from the heart, and the example was given from the Skanda Purana, right? And then the word is being described here by Rupa Goswami.
Uh,
Okay, Preeti,
can you give example for Harda, Prabhu? Like what?
Hridaya,
Mercy
Hridaya Prabhu.
arises from within means like.
Within the heart. So it's like a revelation, right?
Okay.
Suddenly, yeah, you have a revelation. It seems that you so is be so the this kind of a revelation is just not revelation in terms of knowledge. It's the revelation of experience. So connection is made within the heart with Krishna directly, right? So uh, in first example before this, Krishna is telling the word, "Oh, may you get my mercy," right? So these are all the example of the second part when the Krishna is directly bestowing the mercy. So Krishna directly bestowing the mercy has two parts. One is that by his words the mercy can comes, and the other example is he directly impregnates our heart with the Suddha
Okay.
Sattva. Right? So this is the example of the Suddha Sattva in the Hridaya, in the heart.
Got
Okay?
it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, Preeti Mataji, 20.
Yes, Prabhu. Translation. Thus it is said in Shukha Samhita, O Badarayana, you have given birth to a great devotee as your son. Without sadhana, which brings about the goal, bhakti to Vishnu has appeared within his heart. Ajiv Goswami's commentary. Bhakti to Vishnu, which is the goal, Upeya, has appeared without sadhana, Upeya. The conclusion is that he attained bhava only by mercy of the Lord. Since there is no evidence of performance of any sadhana or obtaining the mercy of the devotees, this mercy must have appeared through the heart because he developed bhakti in the form of remembering Lord while still in the womb. While in the womb, he did not see the Lord or receive words of blessings from the Lord. Thus, mercy manifesting in the heart could not have been the only way. The Brahma
Could could
Vedavata
have been, is not could have been the
could
only
have
way. Is
been
telling, yeah.
only way. The Brahma Vaivarta Purana gives the details.
Okay, so see now, Shiva Prabhuji. Now the next verse. So 20 was that how it can be impregnated in the heart. Now the 20 is talking about the example, right? So the example is like how in the Sukha Samhita it is mentioned that you have given birth to a great devotee as your son without sadhana, which brings about the goal bhakti to Vishnu has appeared within his heart. So in this case, the child didn't get the direct words from Krishna or or anything, but still he was born as the bhakta, right? So that's what is in this verse 20.
Got it.
Oh, 21, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu. Translation. Bhava arising from the devotee's mercy is explained in seventh canto. Who could list the innumerable transcendental qualities of Prahlad Maharaj? He had unflinching faith in Vasudeva, Lord Krishna, and unalloyed devotion to him. His rati to Lord Krishna was Naisargiki, through mercy. Although his qualities cannot be enumerated, they prove that he was a great soul. Srimad Bhagavatam 7.4.36.
Yeah, so see, in this case, the prelude to this, right? When Prahlad Maharaj uh, was in his mother womb, right? He was taken care, she was taken care by Narad Muni, right? And that's how uh, the bhakti appeared in his heart, right? Just by being there and through the narration which he's hearing from Narad Muni while he was still in the womb, right? So through that, so that's the reason why it has been given in the same reference. So it is the his hriday, his heart getting bhakti directly. Okay, uh, Bri Mataji.
Translation: Favor or nisarga was granted by Prahlad by Narada, and this created devotional impressions. Thus, his rati is called Naisargiki, through mercy.
23.
Translation: Bhava arising by a devotee's mercy is also illustrated in the Skanda Puran. O Narada, you are noble. By your mercy, the hunter, though low in nature, immediately developed goosebumps and attained rati for Lord Achyuta. Translation: According to the different types of devotees with 5 different sthayi bhavas, there are 5 different types of rati. These will be considered and later explained, and thus will not be discussed here.
Okay, so this ends the chapter 17. So this hunter, who do you think it is talking about? Whose story is this?
Valmiki.
Yeah, Valmiki. Yeah, so see, just by that was the mercy case, right? So, and then in the next chapter, which is just related, the chapter 18, it will be going over the 5 different types of rati, which appears in the devotee. So we have time. We can, I think.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Yes, Mataji.
I'm so even for when the Lord came into the womb of Uttara for saving Parishit Maharaj, that also we can consider as mercy of the Lord.
Yes, yes, Mataji. That was the Hridaya, right? There was the reference, right? Coming in the
Okay.
birth in the womb, right? That
Hridaya.
was it. Yeah,
Okay.
that was it. Yeah,
Okay.
Badrayana. That's what it was referring to.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, yes, Mataji. Any other question? All right, so let's continue. We have another 20 minutes, so we will continue. So Murnali Mataji, okay, read 25, 26.
Yes, Prabhu. Translation: The anubhavas or characteristics of a person who has developed the bud of bhava are as follows: tolerance, not wasting time, detachment from enjoyment, pridelessness, confidence in the Lord's mercy, longing for the Lord, taste for chanting the name of the Lord, attachment to discussing about the Lord's qualities, and attachment to the living in the abode of the Lord. Jiva Goswami's commentary: the main qualities of a person having bhava are now explained.
So,
Translation:
so yeah, Mataji, yes, okay. So, what this verse is basically talking about?
the qualities of how we develop the bhava.
Uh, After the bhava has been developed, what
Yeah.
are the quality which one will start showing up?
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the quality: tolerance, not wasting time. Why doesn't one? So see, this is and just not to uh, belittle our own Indian community, but in most Indians, not all, I'm not trying to generalize, right? We like do not care about the time. We are always we say Indian is stretchable time. We make the joke on this, right? This is what we have to learn. That, and Prabhupada also emphasizes a lot. The time is Krishna energy, right? So we need to, as we are practicing, we have to make sure that we are not wasting time. And even like when we are going for service, also we have to be very careful that we reach on time, we do service on time. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I also get delayed, but this is something I am trying to improve. So I'm trying to emphasize that we all should try to really focus on this, right? Not wasting time. And this is especially true for somehow, I don't know, in India, somehow this has become a norm that we spend everywhere we reach late. If the dinner is 7, everybody will come at after 7:30. Okay, and then detachment from enjoyment. So that's, so right now, we try to detach, but there is a taste for enjoyment. Oh, there's a soccer match is going on, maybe I should watch it, right? So there is a taste. Um, Pridelessness. The pride is so subtle that we even sometimes we don't, in most cases we don't even notice that we have a pride. And can, just for the sake of discussion, can has anybody really thought how to know that I have pride or not? Have you try to internalize on that? How do you know that whether you have pride or not? What are some of the symptoms which can tell us that I have pride or not?
I
Prabhu, I
heard. Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Bhava
Um,
Mataji, go ahead.
I heard from a devotee who visited the temple recently. I think it was Devaki.
Devaki Mataji,
Devi,
yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
Devaki Mataji. And so she was explaining about the false ego and the one of the four propensities that nobody talks about, which is defending. And so I took that internal and thought, if I feel defensive on something that probably hits at my false ego, it's probably because I have some kind of pride.
And and how do we know that we have entered the defensive zone?
I feel offended if
Oh,
like if
okay,
something
okay,
like
okay.
if
Okay.
something, yeah, if it's like something that probably touches on my false ego and I feel defensive um or offended, then I probably have some kind of pride.
So see, yeah, if I feel offended, definitely that somebody has hurt me, and then I feel I of and feeling offended means that what are some of the symptoms will start developing to tell me that I'm really feeling offended? What will happen? What kind of symptom I might start showing up?
Probably frustration,
Frustration, little bit of
like
anger might
anger.
start developing. Yeah, and I'll
Yeah,
try to control, but the anger is coming. Like, why this person is saying like this? Don't he?
yeah,
Doesn't he get it? He or she doesn't get it. Okay, and
yeah.
then I might be arguing back. Right? The defensive is like arguing back. Right?
Hmm.
Why,
Yeah.
or giving a subtle indication why the other person is not right.
Hmm.
Correct?
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's very good. That's a very good example. Brimata shared. Any other internalization, if anybody can share? How do we know that we have pride?
We are happy about something comparing with others, Prabhu.
Oh.
We are happy comparing
Something
with.
something is not there with other person. We might be
Mhm.
having, and we feel proud about it. Something like that.
That's like more like an envy, right? That somebody I
No,
have, but the.
not envy,
Mm,
Prabhu. Like
mhm.
reverse of envy. They don't
Oh,
have it. I have it, so I'm
okay,
happy.
okay, okay, okay. So you're telling, oh, I have it. Okay, I made it big. I got the
Yeah,
promotion. So,
yeah. I got appreciation. Something, whatever it is. Yeah,
mhm.
Taking pride in achievements
yeah.
Achievements. Okay, okay.
Or
So,
and finding a cause for every mistake what we make. We always find a cause. Oh, this is because I couldn't do this because this has happened. So
Yes,
yeah, that is also
that's
sort of a pride, Prabhu.
very good observation. So these are the things
Yeah.
I think we all should internalize. So this is like we create an alibi, right? We create an alibi why it happened, right? And that is the way to say that, oh, it happened because hey, I am perfect. I don't make mistake. It happened due to this, right? So
Yes.
that's the that's the very good observation, Mataji. I like that. Anything else?
And also, if we find achievement or we just want to show it off, it's not required. If it is, it will come and we offer it to the God. That is the real realization. What I felt.
Very good. Yeah, sometimes we try
Not
to show. Go ahead,
uh,
Yeah.
Mataji.
not willing to make make sacrifices because you care what other people think about you. Like you don't want to go without certain things to like for an example, let's say you don't want to make a sacrifice and go without a brand new car because you want everyone to see you with a nice car.
Hmm. Yeah, you want so tendencies to show off.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, okay, tendency to show off. All right. Yes, yes. My one internal reflection has been on this is when I try to cut off other people. Let's say somebody is talking, right? And I'll interject. That is telling me that I think that I know more than that person, right? So I'm trying to be less of a listener and more of a talker. And I think that is a symptom of pride in me. That's the one of my own internalization. What do you think about that?
Mm,
Like
a little bit.
subtle type
Yeah,
of.
it's very subtle, in a subtle way, right?
Yeah,
Subtle
because you
way, right?
probably don't do it like knowingly. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
it just happens. Yeah, so because the pride is so internally and so subtle, right? It will
Mhm.
reflect like that, right? It will reflect like that. That
Hmm.
I'm cutting off because why would I cut off, right? The what I have known that you see the some of the swamis and the senior devotees, they are very good listeners,
Mm,
and they listen so well because they don't have pride.
mm,
So becoming a good listener is a sign in my mind, is a very good symptom that my pride is diminishing. So that has been one of my internalization. Okay, that's a good discussion. Confidence in the Lord's mercy. So now, how would you say? What is the confidence in the Lord's mercy?
Sorry, Prabhu.
Right.
I wanted to add one thing which I learned
Okay.
from you, and
Hmm.
not judging others. Judging
Uh,
is also, I felt, is a pride.
yes, yes,
That's a good
Judging
one.
others.
absolutely, absolutely, Mataji, absolutely.
So,
Thank you,
sorry, I
thank you,
disturbed you.
thank you. Yes, absolutely. We we are very good at. We become a very good judge, right? And when something doesn't happen, we become a lawyer also. These are all the symptom of the pride. Yes, absolutely. We become both. Okay. And the confidence in the Lord's mercy. What kind of symptom it would be? How do I know that I am really confident in the Lord's mercy? Or it's increasing towards that?
You don't become distressed or overly excited about things
The
because you
tolerance.
understand that
Yeah.
I mean, Krishna is the cause that, and allots
Mm,
everything to people anyway. So, whatever
yes.
comes is kind of not as devastating or exciting as someone who
Yeah.
doesn't have that.
Yeah. Yes. We start becoming more equipoised. And then, especially in the difficult circumstances, we can take shelter, right? For example, somebody losing job or somebody's relationship going totally bad, right? Or somebody losing close relative, friends, their intimate partner, but they take everything as a Lord mercy, right? And this is not external because see, we I see it myself, right? We externally we can say, oh, it's Lord mercy, but do I really believe in Lord mercy? Am I really confident that, Lord is going to take care of me? And I should not be over endeavoring or endeavoring in my job. Am am I really there yet? If that's the case, why don't I leave the job, and why don't I focus more on Krishna? Why do I take shelter of my family a lot? Right? So that's how has been my reflection, that that real confidence in the Lord mercy will happen when I don't need any other shelter, right? And this is the good example is the Swamis, right? Like they don't earn anything, they don't do anything, means for their living, but they totally rely on Krishna. Two cloth, two dhotis, right? And two kurtas or whatever the utariya on the top. They travel, the real ones. Means there are a lot of people who can do it externally, but the real ones, right? And then they have the complete shelter on Krishna. Krishna will take care. Prabhupada, for example, Prabhupada is a great example, right? What a shelter he had on Krishna. Age of 70, coming with nothing other than the Srimad Bhagavatam set. That's the great confidence in Lord's mercy. Okay, longing for the Lord. So these are all the okay. Now I think we'll just move on. But longing for the Lord, right? How longing? This is a greed, the deep greed. I cannot live without the Lordship, right? That is the symptom of bhava. Taste for chanting the name of the Lord. This is the other thing. Um, right now, 16 rounds, and mind is going here, there. But what we can observe, some devotees who are pretty advanced, and they won't tell us they're advanced. They will say that, oh, I'm just like that. Uh, they, they have a great taste in chanting. And one of the good example here, have you seen one good example here? Can you guys cite me? Any devotee's name?
Hanuman.
Sorry, Prabhu?
Hanuman.
Hanuman. Okay, I'm talking about in our congregation.
Harivilas.
Shridhar Mataji.
Harivilas Maharaj.
Yes, Harivilas Maharaj. All the time he's chanting. All the time he's chanting. And whenever you go and talk to him, you say, Prabhu, chant. And then when he was looking for the money for the Bellevue temple like 3 days, 3 years, 2, 3 years ago, he would always say that, Prabhu, I know money will come. I am just chanting. I am just chanting. Money will come. I have the confidence. Money will come. Right? I will just chant, chant, chant. Yeah. So that's how we know that who is at what level. Okay, attachment to discussing about the Lord's qualities. They all the time they want to talk about is the Lord qualities, and attachment to living in the abode of the Lord. They would just they will gravitate towards where the Lord lives. And that doesn't mean that one is everybody's running towards Vrindavan, but there are some signs that some of the because sometimes people run towards Vrindavan due to the external thing. Oh, I've heard that if you go to Vrindavan, this will happen. So it's not that everybody's running towards Vrindavan is exalted devotee. So along with the other characteristic which is shown here, there will be the other characteristic, this characteristic that they have lot of affinity for Vrindavan, Mayapur, Jagannath Puri, these holy places where the Lord's pastime has happened. So they have lot of affinity for that. Okay, so 27, yes, Mrinali Mataji.
Translation. Tolerance is defined as follows. Tolerance means being undisturbed even when there is a cause of disturbance,
Okay,
cause for disturbance.
all right. Okay, Jaya Radha Mataji, 28.
Translation. In the first canto, tolerance of Bhava Bhakti is illustrated as follows. O Brahmanas, just accept me as a completely surrendered soul, and let Mother Ganges, the representative of the Lord, also accept me in that way, for I have already taken the lotus feet of the Lord into my heart. Let the snake bird or whatever magical thing the Brahmanas created bite me at once. I only desire that you all continue singing the deeds of Lord Vishnu. Jiva Goswami's commentary. May the Brahmanas accept Priyayantu me as a surrendered soul, since I have fixed my mind on the Lord. Ganja should also accept me, just as the great tolerance of Prakriti is seen here because of his great Prema. It is understood that when he has previously developed Bhakta, the sprout of Prema, his tolerance also had sprouted in a similar way. Other examples should be understood in the same way. Jiva Goswami's Vishwanatha Chakrabarti Thakur's commentary. Prakriti was not disturbed through understanding his approaching death, which was a cause of disturbance.
Okay, so this reference is coming when Parikshit Maharaj was cursed that you are going to die in 7 days, and he could have counter cursed him. He could have stopped the curse because he could he can he was able to get rid of the Kali, right? He had all the power to deal with the curse, but he didn't thought that was useful. He said, "Oh, that's a great opportunity. 7 days. You know what I'm going to do? Let's do the best thing, which is I'm going to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, right?" So see how the kind of tolerance one can show when the life changing big event happen in our life, and how we deal with the circumstances, that will show whether I'm tolerant really or not. So this is the example, wonderful example of that. All right, here, Preeti Mataji, 29.
Prabhu, translation. Excuse me. Not wasting time is illustrated in Hari Bhakti Sudhodaya. The devotees continually praise the Lord with words, remember Him with their minds, and offer respects with their bodies. Still, they are not satisfied. With tears flowing from their eyes, they offer their complete lives to the Lord.
So this is the another symptoms how the devotee will behave once they have got the bhava, right? So what they are saying, remember him with their minds and offer respect with their bodies. Still they are not satisfied. With tears flowing from their eyes, they offer their complete lives to the Lord. And these are things which is not very visible because the devotee who are very exalted, they won't show the tears, but sometimes you will see, and as one is developing, like I have noticed, and I won't name the devotee, some of the visiting devotee, while they were giving the class, I could clearly see the tears were kept flowing, and this devotee was just like pretending that something has gone in the eyes. He will just like do like this and this, but tears was kept flowing because I was sitting just very close to the devotee. I could see that he was just crying, right? And it's not that he was not trying to stop, but the tear won't stop, right? So these are the symptoms. So these are the symptoms which may start manifesting once somebody start making progress, right? So I'm not saying that devotee is at the bhava stage, but these are the progression which will happen, and these are not the things devotee will typically show, right? They will try to hide it. Okay, Shiva Prabhu, 30.
Yes, bro. Detachment is defined as follows. Detachment means having a natural distaste for the objects of the senses. Jiva Goswami's commentary. Here, detachment is the cause and distaste is the effect, but they are considered the same in the definition because they are mutually dependent.
So distaste will happen. So can you think of the example? What comes in the mind when we hear that detachment is the cause and distaste is the effect?
Moving away from materialistic pleasures, any achievement also will not impact. I mean, only pleasures will not impact.
Give some more specific example, some other like any reference, anything, whatever comes in your mind.
Any achievement, any achievement which we used to initially feel pleasured, we feel always it's mercy of Krishna that we are just getting it. It is part of life, but it will not impact us more.
Yeah, but will it like lead to distaste? So see here, it is a very carefully, it has been worded, right?
Okay.
So there is a detachment. Okay, I'm getting detached from achievement, but am I developing distaste? Because if I'm developing the
Mhm.
distaste for the achievement, I won't even try for those things, right? I won't
Okay.
even try for that. So, so I can think of one example from Yamunacharya. What he's telling that when he used to be a king, right, and he had a lot of women, and so he would naturally, men are very interested in women, and then but he said that once he became a devotee, that whenever I think of the sex, my lips curl in a very like a distasteful manner, because having the pleasure of the opposite gender is one of the is a very deep rooted taste we have within ourselves. So developing that, becoming a distaste, is like a pretty big thing, right? So naturally that shows. So distaste is being shown as one of the quality which will show that somebody is getting detached, right? For example, somebody is not being very distasteful, what kind of car I drive, which kind of house I live. That may be a good example that that person is not attached to the lot of comfort of life. So it can be a good one of the good example. Even though they may have money, but they don't really care, they will drive. So for example, I don't know if this guy uh, the name came and then suddenly I forgot. um, Warren Buffett, right? I've heard that still lives in a very old house which he has bought long time back, and still he drives the very old car which he have. He's such a rich person, right? I will definitely think that I don't know whether he's what kind of whether he's not a known devotee, but at least it shows that he is not attached to those things, and he has a distaste for these stuff, right? So those are the example I wanted to emphasize. Okay, so 7:05. So maybe okay. Um, Bri Mataji would like to read 31.
Translation. Detachment is illustrated in the 5th canto. While in the prime of life, the great Maharaj Bharata gave up everything because he was fond of serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Uttamasloka. He gave up his beautiful wife, nice children, great friends, and an enormous empire. Although these things were very difficult to give up, Maharaj Bharata was so exalted that he gave them up just as one gives up stool after evacuating, such as the greatness of His Majesty. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 14, verse 43.
Yeah. So very well explained. No further explanation is needed. Good examples. Okay, we'll stop here. So I think next time we'll pick up from pridelessness. So we are meeting Bri Mataji before he came. So we'll be meeting on Thursday because Friday we will be busy with the setting up the festival, the Veg Fest on Saturday. So, and we
Okay.
have missed, yeah, too many classes. So, if you can make on Thursday, that will be great. 6 to
Okay.
7. Yeah.
Okay. Thursday. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Hare Krishna,
Hare
everyone.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare
Haribo,
Krishna.
Haribo, Haribo.